Okie dokie. So, yesterday, as I said before, I was scheduled unexpectedly by my boss Mitch to work from 4 to 9. Well, today, kind of the opposite thing happened. I unexpectedly scheduled myself to work an extra 5 hours. I was supposed to only work 5 hours today, but I ended up working 10 hours. And here's how that happened. So, working yesterday for Mitch at Jubilee at the burger place, it threw me off and threw off my inner clock and made me think that today I was supposed to work from 9 to 2. It's a 5-hour workday. So I show up today at 9 and then I work until like 1:30. Then I look at the schedule to confirm that I'm right and I'm supposed to be working from 9 to 2. And it turns out that on the schedule it says that I'm supposed to work from 2 to 7. And the reason I'm supposed to work from 2 to 7 today is because Jace, who is my coworker, he has the day off. And I'm supposed to fill in for him from 2 to 7. And so yeah, that it's not a good situation to run into when you realize you've been working the wrong hours. So I call my manager and explain the situation to him. And he says, "Sorry, but I think you're going to have to work till 7." And that's understandable, so I do. I work till 7. And luckily for me, this is the end of the month. And the end of the month at working at Advanced Stream, there's not much you have to do. Because the main point when most people call is the beginning of the month. Because the beginning of the month is when everybody has to make their payment for their internet. But toward the end of the month, all you really get is people who are paying really, really late and who have to get their service turned back on, and people who are paying really, really early for next month, and the occasional person who wants to get signed up for service. So I didn't have to deal with that many people, but I did have to work for 10 hours. And working for 10 hours is very depressing, especially if you just worked the previous night. Like, it just made me picture in my head what it must be like to work like a 12-hour workday every day. It must be the most depressing thing in the world, because you work, then you go to sleep, then you get up so you can do work again. It's like a constant cycle of nothing but work. And I would never, ever wish that upon anybody, and I would never want to experience that myself, ever. It sounds like the worst possible thing. The only time that I would ever want to experience that is if I was doing some kind of work that I love. If I was writing a script or, acting or whatever, something good, something fun. But wow, I've heard that there's certain people who are very poor who have to work 2 jobs. So they work like 12 hours of work a day. And that's got to be the most depressing life of all time. I think that I would be close to suicidal if I had to work that much. It's ridiculous. The whole job situation in this country and in the world needs to be fixed. Either that or we need to get the machinery doing all the work so we don't have to do any more work. Just got to get this ball rolling. Got to get the whole thing working. Got to make people more happy. Yeah, that's all I have to say. This is the end of the Kokino Podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening. If you would like to make a comment, please do so. If you don't want to make a comment, please don't so.